Michael.
Hi, Lee.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for seeing me.
Not a problem at all. It's nice to meet you. You comfortable there?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Look, I've got your referral here and what's brought you into counselling.
Yeah.
Now, I understand you and your wife recently lost your little girl.
We did, yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, yes, you've lost a little girl. You're obviously grieving with that, and so is your wife.
Yeah.
And you've got two other children at home.
We do.
And I understand that, like yourself, your wife is grieving, but she's actually finding it quite difficult to function daily, and so at the moment you're obviously helping her, and you're doing everything, household and responsibilities and schooling for your other boys.
Yeah.
And you're having difficulty coping with all of that. Is that correct?
Yeah. Look, I'm not no fault of hers. Like, she's really not doing well at all, and that's like to be expected. And I guess I'm just having a hard time because I've still got a job. I'm doing all the school stuff and looking after the boys, which I love doing. I just Beth, my wife, it's really hard for her to even get out of bed sometimes. She's really not doing great. And we've got a lot of support. We have really great family and friends. Everyone's been amazing. Can't fault that. But I'm actually struggling too, and I'm finding it a bit hard because. And I do understand this to some extent. Everyone sort of looks to Beth because, she had that closer physical bond with our daughter Mia, obviously, and I get it. But all of the support has been focused on her, understandably. But I'm actually really not doing so great, and I don't know. People just aren't. I don't know if they just don't know that, or if they're just so focused on Beth, but. Yeah, I'm just finding it a bit hard that I'm not sort of getting this. I'm more than happy. I love that my wife's getting support, and I'm just finding it a bit hard that I feel like I need some support too.
And yes, that's totally understandable. What I'd like to get an idea of is what does your daily routine and responsibilities kind of consist of at the moment?
Yeah, well, our boys, Tom and Sam, are 3 and 5. So Sam's just in his first year of kindergarten, so I have to sort of get them up, get ready, get breakfast. Beth's sort of still in bed in the morning.
Okay.
So I sort of get them up, get them ready. I drop them to one's going to daycare while I'm at work, and then the other one's going to his kindergarten. So I drop them both off, but they're not that far away, but still different places. And then I have to be in the office by 8:30.
Okay.
So it's pretty full on morning. By the time I get them up, feed them, clothe them, get them ready, drop them off. And that's on a day when they're both okay, but if one of them's sort of a bit sick or sniffly, daycare, there's always different bugs going around the daycare. So if our littlest one, the 3-year-old, is, sometimes I'll get a call to say you've got to pick him up, he's got a runny nose or a cough or something, and they're really hardcore on that, like I've got to pick him up, and that makes my job quite hard. It's not sort of an easy one to just sort of, I have tried calling Beth. She's off work at the moment. Obviously she was going to be anyway because she'd taken maternity leave, but so it's just a bit, and then I go to work as well, and hopefully not disrupted, and then finish my day. They both have to do sort of long, our one in kindergarten has to go to after school care until I can pick him up at 5:30, and then the little one is also in after school care as well. So we sort of get home about 6. And then I sort of get the dinners ready, get them bathed, stories before bed.
So
Long day.
long days.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I'd like to have a bit more chat about the specific reason you've come into counselling, which is you feel you're not coping. All right. And you would like to try and get some help with coping and some strategies to be able to keep going and functioning. But am I right in understanding that you haven't had time to grieve yet?
I hadn't thought about that, but now that you say that, no, I haven't really. I mean, I had a week off after Mia, but sort of picked up and went straight. I mean, obviously knew that Beth wasn't going to be able to go back to work. She wasn't going to be anyway. So, yeah, I've sort of had a week off and have just picked up and gone straight back to work. So I haven't really just been sort of, trying to keep everyone. I mean, we do have I do have my mum and dad, but my mum's been looking after my dad. He's got dementia, so she's kind of got her hands full. But she's being as helpful as she can. I have got a sister, but she's got her own family. So, yeah, I kind of feel like I've had to and I'm trying to keep the boys in their own routine because they obviously know there's something. They think their mum's sick and, she's in bed a lot and asking a lot of questions. So I'm trying to keep their routine going as much as possible, like keep going to kindergarten, keep going to daycare.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just sorry, I forgot the question.
No, that's okay. Yeah. No, let me ask it another way, because I know you've previously said as well that you felt it was expected for you to, while Beth's not well and she's taking time to grieve.
Yes, yeah.
Felt that it was expected that you've just got to keep soldiering on. So she can grieve and you've got the other boys and responsibilities and work. So yeah, I think I was kind of interested to know, have you taken time to grieve?
I guess not. No, it's only happened pretty recently, and I just sort of had that week. But I don't know that I certainly didn't grieve in that time. We just were in shock. We just didn't. It wasn't a high risk pregnancy at all. We'd already had 2 health births that went pretty smoothly. Really, we just weren't. It wasn't something we were prepared for or expecting. So to be honest, that first week was sort of just shock. We were expecting to bring a baby home and I can't say I grieved. I think I was just sort of in shock and then realised Beth went downhill very, very quickly and I've just been trying to take care of her and keep things going. So no, I can't say I grieved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And naturally, because your daily routines typically are very busy and long, where I'm leading with that a little bit is, as it stands at the moment, do you feel you can take time to grieve?
Oh, look, I probably, I have been at my work for a while now, so I've certainly got different grieve available. Oh, sorry, different leave. I think I said grieve. Oh, God.
Yeah,
I have got different leave available to me to grieve. But I'm also mindful that I just don't know what's going to happen in the future with Beth, so I'm trying to kind of, I guess I should maybe be using it now, but I am also trying to keep it because I don't know how it's going to go with her. Like I'm I'm trying to keep it up my sleeve in case I really have to use it later.
Okay.
So I've kind of just been, I don't know, maybe I should just buy the board and use it, but I just don't. There's only so much leave I have, and I just don't know what's going to be happening in the future. If it gets to a point where she does have to go into hospital, or I will have to take time then to look after the boys. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm mindful of the fact you've come into counselling to get help, but how, if I was to use a scale from 1 to 10, from being 10, you're doing amazing with everything, fulfilling all your responsibilities and work and managing the kids and your wife and yourself, and I will come back to yourself soon.
Okay.
But managing everything and coping, as a 10 being no issues whatsoever, I'm fine, and 1 being that you're not coping at all, if you were able to, on that scale, indicate where you feel you're up to, are you able to rank where you feel you're up to?
I mean, in terms of getting everything done and staying on top of everything, I'm probably an 8, you know, like I am keeping on top of everything in terms of, you know, house and shopping and bills and work and kids and stuff, but in terms of how I'm coping, it's probably more a 4.
Okay. And in relation to the coping side of it, can you explain to me how are you coping at the moment? Like, what allows you to cope at the moment?
I have to, you know, I don't really have any choice. Like, I'm kind of running on adrenaline. I need to keep, like, it was kind of, I was able to come here today because my sister is looking after the boys for the next hour or so, which was really great. But yeah, it's and she really thought I needed to speak to someone, so it was part of the reason I came. But yeah, I'm just finding it, I don't know, yeah, just I'm really not, I can see it, I'm starting to lose my patience with the boys as well. Sometimes I'm snapping at them more, which is the last thing they need. They already see that their mum's not well, and then their dad's snapping at them. I'm getting frustrated and losing my patience. I'm tired and cranky with them. That's the last thing they need, to have cranky dad around when their mum's not well.
Yes, okay, and you just pretty well highlighted that as well, but if we start to lose patience in areas where we don't normally, and we get frustrated, is usually a sign that, you know, we're stressed or we're not coping. So, all right, now, are you able to provide some ideas or options available that can help you to cope better?
Well, I think
That might be able to
part of it,
improve.
I think, was talking to you, like talking to someone. A lot of it, I haven't really had a chance to talk too much about it, and yeah, it's true. So I thought, yeah, this would be the good thing to sort of, yeah, try and process some of what's happened and, you know, talk about it. Even with friends, like I've got good mates, but they don't get it. You know, none of them have sort of been through this before, and I think even some of them they've never, just sometimes the way they talk, it's always like, oh, how's Beth, is she? Some of them haven't even asked me how I'm going. I think, and I do understand it. Like, obviously, you know, like there's that connection there with the mother and child. Yeah, I just sometimes don't think they realise that this is a grief for me as well.
Yeah, Yes, and it is, yeah. So you're feeling in general that people aren't. You don't feel that people are able to recognise and acknowledge that you're grieving as well.
Yeah, and I think it's partly to do with the mother-child bond, understandably, during pregnancy that I didn't have, but also because Beth has her grief is so obvious. People know she's pretty much bedridden. She's really not coping. She's not seeing anyone. She's not speaking to anyone. She's barely eating. She's lost a lot of weight just in this last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So I guess her grief is more people can see it, and mine, because I've been keeping going, doing everything, people can't see it. It's not noticeable, so they just assume I'm coping.
Yes. Yes. Now, what I'd like to do is I want to speak to you a bit more about the grief, but I want to take this moment to recognise, and it's something you just said as well, that people can't see that it's affecting you as much because you have been fulfilling all the other roles and coping. I know it feels, and I know you've said that about before that you only feel like you're coping because you have to. But I just would like to recognise that and acknowledge how resilient and great it's been that you have been able to keep doing all this during a period, understandably, where it's quite understandable if you weren't able to. So I just want to recognise the strengths and abilities you've still got there to obviously look after your wife while she's suffering from the grief and loss, and you're still doing everything for the boys, you're still maintaining work. I just want to recognise that even though you feel you're not coping as well, and that's fine, you may not be, but I'd like to recognise what you are still able to achieve even while you're not coping.
Thank you.
I think that's important to recognise that.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate
because I understand how difficult that would be. You're welcome. Now, what I would like to do then is I'm going to ask one question, and then I want to break it down with you and invite you to use these sessions initially, because you've not got anyone at the moment to understand and acknowledge your grief. What I would like to do is invite you, if you would like to and comfortable, in part of our sessions today and moving forward, is and invite you and let you know that I'm more than happy for part of this to be your space to express.
Thank you.
And process your grief.
Thanks. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I need this for that. Yeah.
And that's fine. That's what this can be for, and that's what I can be here for as well. It's important with grief, and like you said before, the initial shock. When something tragic happens, and it's not planned, that initial shock, like you expressed earlier, occurs, and our bodies react in a state of shock, and for an unknown period of time, we can still function and perform as you have been, even if you're still in a slight shock and disbelief, you're still functioning.
Yeah.
But if we don't get the opportunity in time to process grief in healthy ways and take the time to express your feelings, at some point some of that functionality may go away if the grief becomes a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm a bit worried about, that I'm going to start dropping the ball with the boys or forget to drop one of them off or pick them up, or I'm just a bit worried about forgetting something important.
Yes. And that's fair enough to have those concerns, yeah, because you care for them, you don't want them to, you know, have anything happen, you know, because they, you know, they don't know any better, they're just being kids. And so what would you like at the end of our counselling together, what would you like to achieve at the end of our counselling together, as far as like a longer term?
I think I probably am mainly wanting to come here just to have a place to talk about how I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and in a way use this as a place to process stuff, because I can't talk to about it at Beth at the moment. I can't. I just feel like, yeah, it would just be a good place for me to release some of that emotion.
Yes, okay. Totally fine. And like I said before, that's not a problem. And we can do that in a safe, comfortable, healthy way. And so what I'd like to do then, if you'd like to start some of that now. So I'll just open up to you, all right? And is there anything in particular about what's happening now or the loss of your daughter that you'd like to just get out now? Or is there any thoughts or feelings in particular you'd like to express?
I have been finding I'm getting a bit frustrated with people because they don't really talk about Nia like she was a person. You know, they almost are acting as though, and it would still be horrible, but people are almost acting as though Beth had a miscarriage. You know, that we didn't actually go to the hospital and we were there to have the baby. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, miscarriages are horrible as well, but she was here. She was a living, like, we saw her, she was our baby, we named her, like, no one, I don't know if it's out of fear, I think it might be. Even our friends with kids, they've never asked about her, like what she looked like, anything. It's like they're too scared to even acknowledge that she was a human. It's like they're just trying to pretend that she was a fetus, or she wasn't quite, maybe they think that will be less painful to not think about her, but she was our daughter. Like, and that really pisses me off, that people don't acknowledge that she was our child and she was a real, and yeah, it's just really, no one asks. I'd like to talk about her. I mean, obviously we really, yeah, obviously we didn't, yeah, like she was stillborn, but you talk to her throughout the whole time, like pregnancy, and talking to her belly and stuff, and even when, like, well, we still saw her as a baby when she was born, and she was very, very cute. She had long, beautiful eyelashes and really chubby cheeks and really heaps of dark hair. Yeah, she looked like a lot like her older brother, and people don't even ask that, like, what she was like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so for you, it causes frustration because people aren't talking to you.
No, it's like people are too scared to talk about it. Like, they don't want to remind me. Like, we don't need freaking reminding. It's there all the time, you know? Like, I'm kind of disappointed in people, like the way they kind of just, I don't know. People don't know how to talk to me about it.
And I think you've just actually provided some of the answer there, or explanation. I think sometimes people don't actually know what to say, or afraid of saying the wrong thing, and may feel they might be doing the wrong thing by wanting to speak to you. So what happens then is they can likely not say something. But for you, it seems to me that you would prefer to talk about her and have people show interest.
Yeah.
And you said an interesting thing, which is healthy insofar as wanting to normalise it, which is great. And I wanted to do that in particular to start with you is normalising the feelings you've been having. And I want you to know that getting frustrated, right, and being a little bit disappointed in others and being frustrated in the people for not speaking to you, particularly during this time, is normal. All right, I don't want you to feel that the feelings of frustration and a bit of disappointment, okay, is normal, and it's not unhealthy to have those feelings during this time. Okay, so are you happy if I ask and we speak about your daughter a little bit at the moment? What did you call her?
Mia.
Mia.
Yeah.
All right. And you know, how was she? Heavy and
she's chubby.
Long born and like,
she was chubby.
She was chubby. Okay.
Yeah, little fatty.
Yeah. Okay. and if I can ask a bit further, because it's been a few weeks, have you been able to have a service for her?
We actually haven't had a service as such yet because we thought it was really important that Beth be a part of that, and she just hasn't been in a state to do that. So she was cremated, and we obviously have her ashes, but we haven't had a service as such. We're kind of waiting for that.
Okay, all right. So that's something else that's got to be. Yeah, all right. Yeah. What else? Can you explain the feelings from even, you said, you know, she had the hair and being chubby, but what other feelings when we talk about Mia now, and you look at the fondness of her being chubby, what other feelings are you experiencing when we talk about Mia?
Oh, I mean, apart from it's just love and pain, you know, like equal. I just can't believe, if someone's so little and perfect, how she could not be, not even be able to have a breath. It's just incredibly unfair, you know. No signs. Throughout the whole pregnancy, she was perfectly healthy, had no warnings anything was wrong, and we still don't really know what happened. So it's very frustrating, and I've got a lot of anger. I just can't work it out what went wrong. Beth's blaming herself in some way. I don't know how, but somehow she thinks it's her fault. I think which is part of her depression. But I'm worried we might not ever know what happened.
Yes, and just on that note with Beth, and even for yourself, if it can, not so much common, but it is known for people to have guilt or feel guilt during times of loss and grief, because it's quite natural to try and come up with answers for something that's happened like that, and if the answers aren't there, then people can feel guilt. It's quite a natural emotion and feeling to occur during these times until that time's occurred to process it. All right. Now I just need to ask a couple of specific questions in relation to Mia and her passing and the loss you're experiencing.
Yeah.
In relation to her passing and till now, do you feel that you've been traumatised per se by any like visible memories, or are you having any nightmares or any specific trauma about her passing, opposed to actually, being really sad and grieving her passing? Do you feel you're traumatized
No, I would.
by any images or?
No, I wouldn't say I'm traumatized. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was horrific, and I've got a lot of feelings associated with it. But I don't see it as being traumatized.
Okay, all right. So again, if I just clarify, are you having any nightmares about it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you find that you're just having disturbing flashbacks or images while you're awake?
No.
During the days?
No.
Okay. All right. What I'd like to get into soon is just have a talk to you about some strategies and some things we can do to help us while grieving, and to help with managing your daily things, and some strategies to help with coping.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd just like to get a bit more of an idea of your other two children, and if you'd just like to talk about your wife and them briefly.
Yeah, with the boys, they're so little, like 3 and 5, so the 5-year-old's more aware of what's going on. Yeah, was asking, about his sister, and the little one has also, but not as much. They're more concerned about their mum, because they're very tight, and still spend a lot of time together because he's not in school yet. He's just in daycare, so yeah, he's been a bit off just because he's worried about his mum, and the older one, he's been a bit naughtier than normal, like, having a few more tantrums, but nothing crazy. They both know there's something going on. I'm trying as hard as I can to protect them from it and keep things as normal as possible, but it's a bit hard. It's obvious changes in the household, and like the nursery and everything, and not being used, and they're like, well, the baby asking questions why the baby isn't in her bed and things like that. It sucks.
Yes. Yeah. That's quite difficult, that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how are you managing that at the moment?
I just am, I have to. So I just am. It's like I'm not thinking about it. I'm just doing it because I have to.
Okay, all right. So if we're talking about, if we can just look ahead, albeit whether it's actually at the end of counselling or some point during the counselling, but if we can look ahead and look at a time in the future where you are coping better and functioning more on the point of you're able to do it, and you feel you're coping better and managing more, other than just a point of, well, I've got to do it, so I am. How can you see you'll be able to get to a point of being able to manage and cope better? Sorry if I can simplify it a little bit, in case that was a bit. Can you identify, or if we can explore, what support or options you may have to help you with the coping and management of things at the moment?
I mean, I can get people in to help with practical things like housework and ironing clothes and school drop-offs and things like that. I can always look at nanny services or things like that, but I think realistically, if it is going on for a bit longer, I'm going to need more professional help with Beth. medical intervention. Because my main concern at the moment is her. It's, you know, like, yeah, if she doesn't sort of, she is in bed most of the time, and if things don't get better there, I think I really need to look at intervening, whether getting, I don't know how that works though, like getting someone to the house, so med doctor, and getting them to, I don't know what you do when someone doesn't want to get out of bed and be part of life, but trying to find support for her, whether a doctor can come to the house, whether they can prescribe, even honestly I'd be too scared to prescribe her anything at the moment because I'd be worried she might take an overdose, so yeah, I think I need medical intervention.
Okay. For Beth. Yes, alright, well we can have a chat further about that afterwards, and I can help with arranging and pointing in direction for
Thank
some
you,
of
that
that.
would be great.
How about for you? What would it look like for you if you are coping and managing to what would be your more normal level of coping?
Beth would be well. Yeah, she'd be well as well as she can be. Like, she's never going to be the same. But being able to function and be part of our family life again, to some capacity at least, and the two of us to be able to talk together and support each other and help each other and go, I think even come to counselling together. I think that would be good, the two of us. That I realise I can't sort of control what happens with as much as I want that to happen, but in terms of me, I think I will just feel better. Even today I've been able to talk about some things that I haven't been able to talk about yet, so I think if I can just keep doing that and keeping me as alive in my head and yeah, just talking things out, I think that actually just helps me a lot, because I don't really feel like there's anywhere else I can talk about it. So I think just talking is going to help me a lot.
Oh, good. Yes, and it will, because it will give you the space and opportunity to process. And like you've said before, with your friends not asking you, am I right by saying you've actually identified you would feel better by talking about it?
Yeah, like I've just been
like
through
you
this
personally.
huge thing. Don't pretend it didn't happen.
Yep.
You know, like I'm just kind of really disappointed in a lot, not all of them. Some of them are better than others, but just kind of disappointed. Supposed to just go on as if nothing's happened, and this massive like, I'm not traumatized, just so you know, but this big traumatic event has just happened in our lives, and some people don't even want to acknowledge it, really. Yeah.
You feel like you don't want to pretend or move on as if it didn't happen.
No, she's part of, and always will be. Mia will always be the boy's sister.
Definitely,
she'll always be my daughter. She'll always be Beth's daughter. She'll always be my parents' grandchild. Like, she's always going to be part of the family. She's just not here. And so people, I don't want to just pretend she never existed.
Yes, okay. All right. Do you feel, just while we're identifying some of the needs and things we want to work on, do you feel you would like, as part of the counselling here, to work on, or do you, as far as you've said a couple of times now, you're getting a bit more anger and a bit more impatient, and I think you said a bit snappy earlier.
Yeah.
Is that something you feel you can manage at the moment, or is that something we need
I probably need to look at it. Yeah. The last thing I want is to be taking this out on the boys. It's not their fault, you know. I probably could look at ways to sort of manage my mood. But again, I think by talking through this and having a debrief about things will help me in day-to-day life with them be able to cope better.
certainly with processing grief and then processing emotions of anger and disappointment, perhaps a little bit of frustration which comes from stress and not coping. Typically at the moment they seem to be a little bit co-associated. Can you recall, did you have the similar level of impatience and snapping at the kids before Mia's event, or has this come up as after?
No, I'm usually pretty level-headed. I mean, we all have our moments, but yeah, I'm generally pretty even-tempered, I've got to say. Yeah.
Okay. So you feel you're noticing
Oh,
more?
it's definitely since
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I would like to look at then, and there are some therapies available for us. One of them in particular is called cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it. It's all about thoughts, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, how
that's
we
right.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what I'd like to do, we can start some of that in our next session.
Yeah, okay.
But basically what I'd like to do, part of CBT involves a bit of homework.
Okay.
And active participation on your side, just not while we're in sessions, but essentially what I'd ask you to do, if you were willing, was at times where you recognise that you've got a little bit angry or lost a bit of patience, or something's occurred and you're feeling you're getting those stronger emotions. If you can just make some notes about that.
Okay, yeah.
All right, just note down, okay, what happened,
Yeah, right.
how the feelings you felt, and then if and anything you did. And if you can note those down and bring them back with you, we can talk about those in our sessions.
Yeah, right.
And then in our therapy, I can give you some tools and some skills in how to recognise a little bit earlier when those feelings start to come on.
That'd be good.
And how they change the way our thinking occurs.
Thank you.
All right. The benefits of that are, yes, we can control our emotions better and improve our thinking and behaviour, but which in turn helps us to cope and manage more efficiently. Because our emotions and thinking aren't driving how we function and how we behave. Right, so that's one of the main benefits. Another benefit is it's quite effective in a short period of time. Right, so it may only take between 2 and 3 sessions for you to actually develop those skills and be able to implement them and improve your coping. All right. One of the disadvantages, however, is it does involve your full participation and engagement in that therapy, and the little homework assignments that I may give you to do during the week in between each sessions. It will require that. It's a disadvantage, but it's an advantage as well, because it will help us achieve what we want to do there. All right. So is there anything else that you would feel, or is there anything else you'd like to kind of set up as a bit of a goal between now and the next time I see you?
I don't think so. I think honestly, just even this has helped, just talking it out. I think I think this is I'm glad my sister convinced me. I think this is good. It's what I need.
Oh, good. So you're feeling better already?
Yeah,
just having...
I do feel a little bit of weight has lifted a bit.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So just as we're finishing up now, I'll see you same time next week.
That'd be good. This
All
works.
right.
Yeah.
Now, if there's any issues, just let me know. That's fine. I can accommodate for you.
Yeah.
Knowing you've got so much going on at home. So yes, between now and next session, what I'd just ask you to do is just make some of those little notes about if and when anything happens.
Yeah.
And we can reflect on that next time I see you. What I'd like to do is, have you got the internet and computer at home?
I do, yeah.
Another helpful practice, I think, with coping with stress and grief and all of our daily responsibilities is, and we can get a bit overwhelmed, and it's important, and I think it's important for you to understand as well whether you've got that actual ability or not. But one thing I'd like to talk about, which will help you, is it's important to try and take care of yourself where you can. And that can mean, even if it's just taking some time for yourself, all right, the way, you know, our diet and exercise, and if you get time to do something relaxing or something that you enjoy, is very helpful as well during these times. Just to take that little bit of time out from everything and put a little bit of time in yourself can really improve coping and processing grief. And one way in particular, if you don't have a lot of time to do leisure or social activities, is even just like mindfulness, or do you or your wife, have you ever done like yoga or any meditation?
Beth's been dabbled in it a bit, with some of her girlfriends. Not so much. I used to do running. I used to do marathons and stuff back in the day. I'm not going to be doing that again, but I still don't. I used to do the park run, 5Ks every Saturday morning.
Yes.
I was actually doing that up until just a couple months ago. It does, again, I think it's a good physical release for me, and it's when I do some of my thinking. I might be able to work something out in the future where Mum could come down, even with Dad, if he's having a good day. He does have some good days and bad days with the dementia, or my sister or a friend even. Maybe work something out that I can, figure that out.
Okay. Well, and if you're happy with that, perhaps that's something else we can speak more about in our next session coming up, and maybe in between now and then, if you get a bit of time to sit down and maybe come up with some options that you might feel you could do that would help you, and some interests you may have that you might like to try and incorporate moving forward. Because any activities like that where you get to do something you enjoy and it's physical and in your way it helps you able to think, will benefit and will be of help for you also. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Do you have any questions about today, or anything else you'd like to talk about?
I think that's pretty good.
All right. Well, I'll see you again same time next week.
Yeah.
And we will start some of the CBT then.
Thanks, Lee. It's been really helpful.
All right.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.